my GCSE Computer Science. This is a syllabus statement 1.4b, show understanding of the use of firewalls and proxy servers. So, a firewall examines the traffic between the user's computer and the internet. And what we mean by the traffic is basically all the data that's sent. And, it checks whether the incoming or outgoing data meet certain criteria. If the data fails to meet the criteria, the firewall will block the traffic and warn the user of a possible security issue. So yeah, the firewall kind of sits between the computer and the internet. The firewall can also be, the firewall can be software or hardware. And in fact, most computers, I think, have firewall on their computer. I mean, I know mine does, but I never use it. Logs all the incoming and outgoing traffic, which enables the user to inspect it later on. So inspect what's going in and coming out. Keeps a list of undesirable IP addresses, prevents access to certain websites. Now this is quite important because if there are any suspicious websites, then firewall can block those websites. It also helps prevent viruses and hackers from entering the user's computer. Again, pretty important. And also warns the user if software tries to access an external data source. So, for example, like some software that you have upgrades itself automatically. So it says, oh, there's a new update available. The firewall can say, now hang on a second. Hey user, there's something going on here. Do you want to let this happen, or do you want to, deny this thing from happening? And the user can say, you know what, I want this, this is a good software, so I'll let it happen. Or it could say, the user can say, nah, I don't really like this. This is a bit weird. I don't remember installing this. And then the firewall can do that. So yeah, the firewall, in a nutshell, sort of like it's used for warning the user. So it's all down to the user. It doesn't really actually do much. It's like, you can imagine it like a wall. It just sits there and can block certain things which the user can customize, what to block, what not to block, and whatever. Yeah. So there are certain circumstances where the firewall can't prevent harmful traffic. So, firewalls can't prevent people from using their modems to bypass the firewall. So, the firewall can't prevent them from doing that. Because, again, it's all down to the user. If they, want to keep themselves secure, then they can do that with the firewall. If they don't, then the firewall ain't going to stop them. Firewalls aren't able to control employee misconduct or carelessness, so be careful who you hire. Otherwise, you could be screwed. Users can also disable their firewalls, so the firewall can't stop you from disabling itself. So this leaves their computers open to harmful traffic from the internet. So yeah, there's stuff that firewalls can't really do. Then there's the proxy server. So basically, what a proxy server does is it acts as an intermediary. I think that's how it's pronounced. Which is sort of like a link between the user's computer and a web server. Proxy servers allow the internet traffic to be filtered and blocks access to certain websites if needed. They can also speed up access to information from websites by using a cache, which is supplementary memory. So how this works is, it's like, you remember the buffer that we looked at? So the processor can store data into a buffer, and the hardware can pick that data up from the buffer. Well, cache is a bit different. Cache can be used to store websites. So that when the user visits the website the first time, yeah, it's going to be a bit slow, but the next time the user visits it, it's going to be you've been here. Let's look at the cache. You've been here, yeah. it speeds up access. If you might notice this actually. If you go to the website you've never visited before, it might take quite a while to load, and then you go to another website, and then another one, and then you can go back to that old website, and access will be faster. You may notice that. You can go ahead and try it out. And they also keep the user's IP address a secret, which improves security. So proxy servers act as a firewall, pretty much. So it filters internet traffic. So this is how both of them work. So here's the user's computer, and here's firewall, and here's the internet. So data goes in, and yeah. So that's pretty much how it works, and this filters what goes in and comes out. Good. Does that make sense? Comes in, goes out. That should be. I don't know why I say comes out. It's a bit weird. Anyway, this is how proxy server works. So I think we've looked at this actually. Topic 2. We looked at a proxy server a bit. So if you want to rewatch that video just to get a better understanding, you can go ahead and do that. So here's the user's computer. So the request is sent when you're accessing a website. Request is sent proxy server. Proxy server forwards this request to the web server. The web server responds to the proxy server, and the proxy server filters the response. So that's pretty much how they work.